Don't scroll past this. Archangel Michael's message was delayed for you, but they are already acting strange. Around 3:13 a.m., heaven tried again. His timestamp wasn't random. It was divine. A spiritual alert, echoing through unseen corridors, meant only for the spiritually sensitive. At that hour, the heavens stirred, the angels moved, and the name written in radiant scrolls was yours. Archangel Michael stood ready, sword drawn, declaration in hand. But something shifted. The message that carried your next instruction, your breakthrough code, your divine protection, it stalled. It was delayed. But delays in the spiritual realm are not accidents. They are signs. They are signals. They are spiritual interceptions. The forces of darkness, sensing a release that would change your atmosphere, did what they always try to do: confuse, distort, and distract. But heaven does not abandon. Heaven reschedules with purpose. You may have noticed something unusual since then. Odd behavior in others, unexpected distance, unspoken tension. People close to you are moving differently, their energy flickering, your eyes avoiding yours or staring too long. Archangel Michael has seen it. Heaven has marked it. And this message is being sent not because it's new, but because it was delayed, on purpose, for your discernment. This message is not for everyone. It is not for the curious, nor the casual. It is for the called, the spiritually sensitive, the ones who can feel the shift before it's spoken. If your heart is pounding, if your spirit is stirring, you are not imagining things. You were chosen to receive what others were never meant to hear. Right now, you must be still. Right now, you must be silent. Right now, you must be spiritually receptive. Because what comes next is not just revelation, it's activation. Archangel Michael speaks now, not with delay but with divine urgency. The moment that was once intercepted has now broken through. What was held back by invisible interference is now moving forward with heavenly acceleration. And before sunrise, your spirit must respond. You have felt it. The odd glances, the sudden mood changes in others, the conversations that stop when you enter the room. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual mirrors reflecting the hidden stirrings of opposition. What's happening in the natural is only the surface of what's roaring beneath. Your very presence is disrupting unseen agendas. The message was not late. It was blocked. But intervention has resumed. You must understand, this delay was not just a test of time, but a test of trust. Archangel Michael had your name, your instruction, your divine protection set to be released, but heaven needed to watch. Would you still pray? Would you still believe? Would you still obey the whisper even when the thunder was silent? You were not forgotten. You were evaluated. And you passed. That's why this moment is different. That's why this word is reaching you now. Because you were not only noticed in the spirit, you were chosen. Your discernment became your qualification. Only those who can sense the urgency in the silence, who can feel heaven in a whisper, are meant to see this. This is not viral. It's vital. You have entered a sacred hour. Not marked by clocks but by covenant. This message carries weight, and that weight will shift the atmosphere around you. Archangel Michael stands guard even now, his sword glowing with the fire of divine justice. He is not just delivering a message, he is breaking through barriers for you. Before the sun rises, let your heart rise too. Say yes in your spirit. Allow your soul to align. Heaven is not just watching, it is warring on your behalf. And the moment you receive this word, The shift begins. You are not reading this by chance. You are not hearing these words by accident. You are being called into spiritual readiness, into divine positioning, into angelic covering. You were delayed, but now you are being deployed. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. Listen closely. Archangel Michael does not speak in riddles. He speaks in revelation. And what has been happening around you is no ordinary season of confusion. It is the quiet chaos of unseen whispers. People you once trusted, people who once held you close, are shifting. Some are quieter than usual. Some are strangely too kind. Others can't look you in the eye anymore. They are moving awkwardly, as if convicted, as if caught between truth and manipulation. There are things they know they shouldn't. Conversations that occurred without your presence, but with your name. Discussions that twisted truth just enough to stain your spirit's reputation in the atmosphere. What they don't know is that heaven was present in every whisper. What they don't know is that Archangel Michael stood as witness to every word. And now, heaven is responding, not with wrath, but with revelation. You've sensed something, haven't you? A spiritual confusion unlike anything before. An unrest in your sleep. A tightness in your chest when entering certain rooms. You are not paranoid. You are perceptive. Your spirit is picking up what your mind hasn't fully decoded yet. That fog you feel is not random. It is the residue of betrayal. The hidden kind. The subtle kind. The kind that dresses itself as friendship but carries the weight of deception. Heaven is not exposing this to make you bitter. Heaven is revealing it so you can sharpen your sword, your discernment. For in this hour, discernment is not optional. It is your shield. It is your strategy. It is your security. Archangel Michael is not calling you to react. He is calling you to recognize. Recognize the pattern. Recognize the tone in their voice when your success is mentioned. Recognize the shift in their behavior since the last spiritual elevation you received. Recognize the forced smiles, the half-hearted congratulations, the delayed responses. This is your training ground. The mystery you feel is the movement of spiritual shadows trying to block your light. But light, beloved, cannot be hidden, not when heaven has appointed it. You are being spiritually sharpened because subtle betrayals have already occurred. They smiled, but they shared what was sacred. They listened, but they leaked your journey. They watched, but they wished you would fall. But let every hidden dagger be revealed in the spirit. Let every spiritual spy be silenced by the angels. Let every tongue that rose in manipulation be silenced by divine justice. And while others act strange, heaven stays consistent. You are not alone. You are not unguarded. You are not vulnerable. You are watched by heaven. Every hair on your head is accounted for. Every sigh of confusion was heard in the throne room. The strange behavior around you is not a threat. It's a confirmation. You're walking in power now. You're carrying presence now. You're stirring the spirits of the insecure and the unclean. And they are reacting not to you, but to what you carry. Sharpen your discernment, beloved. Heaven is speaking. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. What you're feeling right now, the discomfort, the tension, the confusion, it may appear personal, but Archangel Michael declares, this is not personal. This is spiritual. The moment your calling was ignited, the atmosphere around you became unsettled. You are not merely going through a rough patch. You are moving through a realm shift. And every demon assigned to delay destiny is trying to disguise warfare as ordinary conflict. Do not be deceived. Affliction in your relationships, the odd timing of arguments, a sudden coldness of once close friends. This is not emotional happenstance. This is spiritual interference. And your calling is what triggered it. Your spiritual elevation rattled cages that you didn't even realize were around you. This message was delayed because heaven needed to observe you in stillness. The delay was not a denial. It was a divine test of your patience, your posture, your obedience. Would you bow in prayer or break under pressure? Would you doubt the promise or discipline your emotions? Archangel Michael hath been watching. Your reactions are being measured. Every silent prayer, every moment you held your tongue, every time you chose stillness over speaking back, it has been recorded in the scrolls of endurance. And now, because you passed the invisible test, heaven is moving forward with your instruction. You are not just being watched. You are under spiritual surveillance. What not to condemn, to protect. Archangel Michael and the hosts of heaven have encircled your home, your car, your steps. What the enemy meant to use as a point of entry, heaven has now sealed. This is not chaos. This is controlled confrontation. Heaven has permitted a shaking, not to destroy you, but to waken you. Every strange interaction is strategic. Every awkward silence is surveillance. Attention is teach you. The delay was refining. Your name in the spirit has weight now. You are not who you were before the delay. The conflict didn't crush you. It clarified you. Now you see who is really for you. Now you feel who truly carries your presence with honor. Now you know what discernment really costs. The spiritual warfare was the unveiling of your next level. It didn't break you. It broke the illusion around you. And that is why Archangel Michael has come, not to explain, but to establish. You were delayed, not denied. You were tested, not trapped. You are rising. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am awake now in the comments if this message is yours. Lesson code 4411 is releasing divine clarity. Hear this now, for the hour is closing in. Archangel Michael does not speak to alarm, but to prepare. You must brace yourself, not with fear, but with focus. A movement is coming. A shift. A confrontation, carefully being devised by the hands of confusion. There are people, influenced by unclean spirits, who are not just watching, they are playing, plotting, waiting for the perfect moment to twist truth, to bait your peace, to provoke a reaction from your divine composure. Heaven whispers this now, within 72 hours, something will surface, not by chance but by orchestration. You may receive a call, a message, or a confrontation that feels like it came out of nowhere. But it did not. It came from the shadows. It came from the same hands that mishandled your name behind closed doors. It came from spirits stirred by your rising, threatened by your anointing, panicked by your obedience. You are not imagining the pressure in your body, the way your shoulders have felt heavier, the restlessness in your sleep, the strange heat that rises in your chest when you're near certain people. That is your spirit discerning spiritual warfare manifesting in natural ways. These symptoms are not random. They are signaled. Heaven has allowed your body to become a barometer for spiritual pressure. And right now, it's rising. This is why the message was delayed, not to discourage you, but to create enough spiritual distance between their plotting and your protection. Archangel Michael has been intercepting attacks before they manifest. What could have come yesterday, what could have caught you off guard 2 days ago, has already been delayed by angelic strategy. The confrontation was held back so you could receive this message, so you could be spiritually poised. And now, you must prepare, not with your mouth, not with emotion, but with positioning. Do not engage in emotional warfare. Do not get drawn into their setup. What is coming will look like an invitation to defend yourself, to clarify, to confront. But it's bait. It's a spiritual snare disguised as casual conversation, sudden concern, or false peace. Archangel Michael is saying this clearly. Your role now is to observe, to withdraw, to become quiet and unreachable in the spirit. Because the next 72 hours are not about proving your point. They are about preserving your posture. Heaven is giving you time to reposition. You are not being abandoned. You are being warned. The confrontation is not an ambush. It is a test. And if you remain still, if you hold your ground, angels will step into the battle on your behalf. Watch for the signs. The tone of someone's voice changing. A sudden mood shift. Passive-aggressive energy. Words laced with spiritual poison, masked as concern. These are the tremors before the confrontation. But do not flinch. Do not react. The one who remains silent in the face of deception allows heaven to speak louder in the unseen realm. This moment hath been permitted, but it has also been limited. Heaven will not allow harm. Heaven will not permit defeat. But heaven will allow exposure. And those who planned your breakdown will now witness your breakthrough. Those who thought your silence meant weakness will see it was wisdom. Those who mistook your stillness for retreat will tremble when they see your rise. You are not entering warfare. You are completing a test. And Archangel Michael stands guard to ensure your victory. Type I will not react in the comments if you are ready for divine protection. Blessing code 3033 is now active around your spirit. You must understand the strategy now. You must grasp the weight of what heaven is orchestrating in your silence. Archangel Michael is speaking gently but firmly. Do not argue. Do not explain. Do not try to correct those who misunderstood you on purpose. Your confusion is not your assignment. Your misjudgment is not your mission. Your obedience is. In the spiritual chapter, your greatest weapon is your restraint. Silence is no longer a suggestion. It is a command. You are being asked to step back, to become still, not because you are losing, but because heaven is positioning itself to act. Every time you hold your tongue, an angel is released. Every time you choose peace over petness, a divine door opens. The heavens move when you are still. The angels respond when you refrain. This is not cowardice. This is command. Stillness is not passivity. It is powerful obedience. It is the stillness that allows God to speak for you, to defend you in the courts of the unseen, to bring justice in ways your words never could. And heaven is watching now, watching how you choose to move, or more accurately, how you choose not to move. Withdraw from unnecessary conversations. Pull back from texts that tempt you into old patterns. Disengage from subtle provocations. You are no longer part of that frequency. Your spiritual frequency is higher now. You don't need to defend what heaven has already approved. You are not being passive. You are being prophetic. Your silence is the declaration that you trust heaven's judgment over man's perception. Your stillness is the proof that you believe in divine justice over emotional vindication. You are no longer trying to be understood. You are walking under divine covering. Now speak only in prayer. Let your conversations be with the throne, not with confusion. Heaven will move when your mouth moves in prayer. That is where your strategy lies. Every whispered intercession, every divine affirmation you release, is building a shield around your life. Repeat this until the shift becomes permanent. I am seen. I am shielded. I am secure. Say it again, until it breaks through the veil of confusion. Say it again, until your heart believes it. Say it again, until your atmosphere shifts. This season of delay was not just for exposure, it was also for protection. Heaven held the message not because you weren't ready, but because they weren't ready to see your covering. The ones around you had to reveal their true hearts. And now that the truth has been unveiled, heaven is releasing the hedge. You are under divine protection. Archangel Michael stands watch. Not one word formed against you will prosper. Not one plan plotted in silence will succeed. The angels have been briefed. The heavens have aligned. And your next steps will be guided by supernatural peace. You are being hidden not to be ignored, but to be preserved. And when you re-emerge, it will not be with the same stature. It will be with glory. Type I am shielded in the comments if this word confirms your spirit. Blessing code 6060 now covers your every step. You are no longer who they think you are. Archangel Michael speaks now to announce it in the heavens and declare it in the earth. The version of you they remember, the one they manipulated, the one they underestimated, the one they kept small through silence and shadows, no longer exists. That version was dissolved in the fire of divine delay. That identity was laid to rest the moment heaven chose stillness as your shield. What emerged instead is a rising force, cloaked in glory, silent in power, and anointed beyond recognition. The delay did something they didn't anticipate, and matured you. It sobered your spirit. It removed the residue of approval seeking. It stripped away the illusion that you needed their support to stand. What you walked through, what you webbed through, what you warred through alone became your initiation into spiritual maturity. And now, heaven says, you're no longer in waiting, you're in wielding. You are wielding authority, wielding wisdom, wielding a new level of vision that no longer tolerates distractions disguised as opportunity. The delay was not an abandonment, it was a separation. Heaven allowed the space, the stillness, the isolation because your wings were growing. And wings do not grow in crowds, they grow in caves. What they called distance was divine development. What they mistook as retreat was refinement. What they perceived as your silence was the sound of heaven reconstructing your spirit in secret. You've outgrown their gossip. You've outgrown their projections. You've outgrown their doubt and their access. They no longer speak to who you are. They only speak to who you were. And that, beloved, is why they are acting strange. That's why their energy shifts when you speak. That's why the air feels different when you enter a room. They are responding to your wings, your elevation. Even if they can't articulate it, their spirit feels the shift. And those who benefited from your previous insecurities now feel unsafe in your confidence. But you do not shrink to comfort the unhealed. You rise because heaven ordained it. Archangel Michael declares now that your empowerment is not arrogance, it is assignment. You have been authorized by the throne. You walk with a gait of royalty, not because you were crowned by man, but because you were approved by heaven. No more apologizing for being chosen. No more dimming your light to fit their shadows. No more second-guessing divine timing. Disempowerment is not about them, It's about you. It's about the calling that still burns in your belly. It's about the voice that wakes you at 3:13 a.m. It's about the visions, the dreams, the instincts that have been sharpened by solitude. Heaven didn't forget you. It uprated you. And now, the world will see what heaven has always known. You were born for this hour. You were not delayed to be denied. You were delayed to be developed. Now speak with boldness. Walk with assurance. Make decisions from the place of your identity, not their expectations. You are not here to prove. You are here to move. Move in authority. Move in silence. Move with the confidence of someone who knows angels have already walked the path ahead of them. This is your season to step boldly. And as you do, the heavens will echo with your name, the one who waited well, the one who rose anyway, the one who chose power over pity. Type "I am rising" in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 8888 is unlocking your divine stride. Now listen, because what I, Archangel Michael, am about to unveil is not surface level. It is sacred. The delay that once tormented you, the silence that once felt like spiritual abandonment, was divine in origin. It was not a punishment. It was a purification. It was the cleansing of your circle, the clearing of your path, the purging of the unfit. Heaven silenced the message not to withhold, but to protect. The weight of what you carry, the destiny etched in heavenly scrolls with your name, could not be delivered while unclean hands were still clapping in your presence. You were too accessible to people who lacked honor. You were too available to spirits who mocked your mantle. And so, heaven delayed, not the blessing, but the release. Because what God appoints cannot be diluted by distracted association. Let this be clear. This silence was your unlocking. The hush that fell over your life, the quiet that overtook your connections, was heaven's locksmith turning the tumblers of destiny. You weren't being locked out. You were being sealed in. This is the season where your silence becomes the sound of your elevation. And heaven has now authorized the shift. You are one of the rising ones. Your name is written among those who carry fire in their belly and justice in their steps. You are marked for awakening. And those who still see you through the lens of your past do not have access to the version of you heaven is now revealing. Let them misjudge you. Let them question you. Let them gossip about what they don't understand. Because heaven does not speak to the noise. Heaven speaks to the scroll. And your scroll says this: you were delayed to be delivered in divine clarity. The fog you felt was not confusion. It was a veil. A veil heaven lifted only now because the time has come. What's been stirring around you, what's been poking at your peace, what's been testing your patience, is not just about who's around you. It's about what's ahead of you. You are on the cusp of manifestation. You are standing at the veil of breakthrough. And the delay made sure you were clean enough to enter. Archangel Michael reminds you now, they've been watching the old you. They've been planning based on a version of you that no longer exists. That is why their tactics are failing. That is why their strategies are backfiring. They prepared for your weakness, but heaven upgraded your strength. Now is the hour of unveiling. The prophetic revelation is this: your silence was the final test. Your discernment was your final weapon. And now, heaven is revealing what eyes have not seen. You are not just restored, you are revealed. If this word ignites your spirit, consider giving a super thanks of up to $10. Your support helps us keep these divine messages flowing. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating, and sharing more with you. Type "I am revealed" in the comments if your spirit agrees. Blessing code 7171 is now illuminating your path. The heavens do not move on emotion. They move on obedience. And now, in the unfolding of your awakening, Archangel Michael speaks with a thundering silence. This is your moment of activation. The delay wasn't just divine. It was a filter. Heaven sifted your environment, your connections, your frequency until only obedience remained. And now, your destiny is waiting for your yes. Say yes, not just with your mouth, but with your movement. Say yes with your decisions, your posture, your silence when provoked. Say yes by walking away from what no longer mirrors your mantle. Your destiny is not something you stumble into. It's something you step into with sacred intentionality. There are conversations you will no longer entertain. Invitations you must now reject. Old paths that once comforted you will now feel foreign. Why? Because when heaven activates destiny, it shuts the door on compromise. And you cannot walk in divine precision while entertaining familiar confusion. This is the hour where heaven requires your alignment, not your explanation. What does that mean? It means you must move when heaven says move, even if your flesh says wait. You must act on divine prompting, not emotional impulse. You must follow the whisper of the Spirit even when others scream their opinions. Because obedience is the currency of destiny. The angels are not waiting for your perfection. They are waiting for your participation. The stirring inside you is not anxiety, it's alignment. That fire you feel is not fear, it's your purpose trying to burn through the last veil of hesitation. You waited. You've wept. You've wrestled. But now, it's time to walk. No more scrolling past instructions. No more second-guessing your clarity. Heaven is motion activated. Your future responds to your faith. Speak what heaven says, not what people provoke. Your words are no longer casual. They are creative. They form realities. They open realms. Speak only what aligns with your scroll. Do not echo confusion. Do not mimic fear. Do not quote broken opinions. Speak destiny. Speak identity. Speak with the force of someone who knows the heavens lean in when you do. You are not waiting on God. Heaven is waiting on your yes. Not your delayed, fearful yes, but your immediate, unshaken, consecrated yes. That yes is what activates angelic assignments. That yes unlocks supernatural provision. That yes triggers divine favor in rooms you haven't even entered yet. So say it with your spirit. I rise because heaven has spoken. Say it until your soul aligns. Say it until every lying voice in your atmosphere is silenced. Say it until the gates of delay crack open under the weight of your obedience. Because your purpose isn't paused, it's preparing. And now, it's prepared enough. Now, the path is clear enough. Now, the barriers are broken enough. What was once withheld is now being released. But it won't meet you standing still. It will meet you moving. Don't scroll past obedience. Don't postpone destiny. Don't let the fear of missteps rob you of miraculous steps. Your journey doesn't require perfection. It requires progression. The heavens are set. The angelic council is aligned. Archangel Michael has cleared the path. Now it's your turn. Step. Declare. Align. Type ISAYYES in the comments if this message is yours. Blessing code 1212 has now unlocked your next dimension. While you slept, while you wrestled with dreams that blurred truth and torment, there was movement in the unseen. Heaven never slumbered. Your angels never disengaged. They were negotiating in realms men cannot enter. And now, Archangel Michael breaks the veil of mystery. A divine exchange has been initiated on your behalf. In the spirit, what was taken from you, your peace, your reputation, your momentum, has become currency. Heaven has begun to barter every wound into recompense. The betrayals, the delays, the slander, they were not in vain. They were spiritual offerings without your consent, and now justice is demanding interest. Your name was mentioned in the throne room, not by those who mishandled it, but by the angels who defended it. The moments you were broken in silence became sacred evidence. And heaven, being the just and righteous judge, opened a case in the courts of destiny. And while man moved in manipulation, the angels moved in strategy. You've been sensing the unrest, the late-night wake-ups, the heavy chest, the random flashes of people from your past. These are not emotional leftovers. They are spiritual signals. Heaven has allowed your spirit to receive the frequencies of the exchange. The unease is proof of angelic negotiation. The tension is the pressure of recompense in process. This is the silent exchange. Every time you remained quiet when accused, heaven added weight to your favor. Every time you chose peace over revenge, angels recorded a note of divine honor. Every sigh of surrender, every tear you wiped alone, became leverage in the spirit realm. And now, compensation is being released, not all at once but in cycles, in waves, in dimensions. Some of it will come as restoration, sudden opportunities, unexpected reconciliations, divine favor. Others will come as removal, the breaking of false bonds, the exit of counterfeit people, the collapse of unholy alliances. This is not instability. This is divine correction. Archangel Michael reveals this now. Nothing was lost. It was repositioned for return. What felt like robbery was a transfer. What felt like abandonment was a reset. What felt like rejection was a detour to redirection. Your faith was not just noted. It was banked, stored, reserved for such a time as this. You will begin to notice signs, quick turnarounds, sudden peace, people reaching out to confess or reconnect, jobs reopening, clarity falling like rain. Do not dismiss these moments. They are the receipts of heaven's transaction. They are the manifestation of the divine exchange. The spiritual realm is not random. It is ruled by order, and justice is not delayed forever. It is calculated. It is precise. And now, it is unfolding in your favor. You may not hear trumpets. You may not see angels with your eyes. But the vibration in your chest, the stillness in your soul, that's confirmation. You are being compensated in ways man could never manufacture, and no demon can reverse it. Every betrayal became divine currency. Every attack became angelic leverage. Every silent night became a loud testimony. Your exchange has begun. If you feel the Spirit confirming this, consider giving a super thanks of $5 to show support. Your help creates more messages like this, and we appreciate your heart. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. I receive my compensation in the comments. Blessing code 4141 is now active in your spiritual bank. Let this be written in the scrolls of the righteous. What was formed against you has failed. Not in the future. Not eventually. Not maybe. Oh, Eddie. The weapons that were crafted in jealousy, the arrows shot in secret, The curses whispered in silence, all have returned to sender, and they return void. Archangel Michael confirms this now. The plot didn't prosper. It poisoned only the hands that carried it. This, beloved, is the hour of spiritual justice. This is the hour where heaven settles accounts. The unseen realm has tilted in your favor, and every scale that once weighed heavy against you has shifted. The lies, the slander, the assumptions, they were tallied. They were measured. And now, heaven moves to reverse the imbalance. Those who thought they succeeded in your delay did not realize they were participating in your delivery. Their manipulation created the runway. Their sabotage opened the gate. And the angels who stood by silently, watching, waiting, guarding you in the quiet, have now moved. The gavel has fallen. The judge of all justice has spoken. This is not man's justice. It's not revenge. It's not payback in flesh. This is divine reversal. What was taken spiritually is being returned tenfold, but in order, not chaos. In alignment, not outburst. In waves of divine wisdom. You will not see thunder, but you will feel the earth beneath your feet shift in your favor. Heaven has begun to rewrite your story in realms unseen. Where your name was once tarnished in hushed tones, it is now spoken with reverence. Where your presence was once misunderstood, it is now sought. You will walk into rooms and feel the weight of favor before you speak. You will witness the eyes that once judged you lower their gaze in reverence, not to you, but to the authority you now carry. You were not passed over. You were positioned. What you thought with loss was really leading. What you assumed was rejection was your redirection into righteousness. They didn't shut you out. They cleared the path. And now, the ones who once cheered your fall will be made to witness your rise. But Archangel Michael commands you to understand this. Do not gloat. Do not look back with prideful eyes. Heaven reverses not to boast, but to restore order. Your elevation is not for celebration alone. It is for execution of purpose. Carry it humbly. Walk it powerfully. Remember what it cost. Your scars are not signs of defeat. They are signatures of your anointing. You didn't rise because of connections. You didn't ascend by manipulation. You rose in silence. You rose through obedience. You rose while others doubted, mocked, misread you. And now, your reward is not just status. It is spiritual authority. Heaven has crowned you in the realm of clarity. You now speak from the seat of vindicated vision. Let this be declared before all. Spiritual justice is not delayed. It is divine. It is exact. And it has arrived. Type justice is mine in the comments if this speaks to your soul. Lesson code 3333 is now sealing your divine reversal. And now, beloved soul, hear this final decree from Archangel Michael. Seal this moment with silence, but mark it with faith. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. From this hour forward, divine protection surrounds you like a fortress. What once slipped through the cracks of your life will now be caught by the nets of heaven. The delay, the confusion, the spiritual friction, all served one holy purpose, to forge a vessel of glory. And that vessel is you. The silence you endured was not empty, it was strategy. While you were quiet, the angels were deployed. While you were confused, heaven was calculating. While you were grieving, the scrolls of your assignment were being updated. You did not waste this delay. You survived it. And because you did, your next chapter is no longer a mystery. It is a manifestation. Archangel Michael speaks this over you. You are fortified. You are not a fragile spirit. You are a weapon of worship, a walking declaration of survival, a prophetic voice encoded with fire and grace. This is not the end of the message. It is the birth of your movement. The message that was once delayed is now deployed. It goes ahead of you. It opens doors before you knock. It silences storms before you see the clouds. It writes narratives before the next gossip circle begins. Heaven has not only released it, they've inscribed it upon you. You don't just carry the message, you are the message. Every room you enter will feel the vibration of this encounter. Every word you speak will carry echoes of heaven's clarity. Every person who mistook your quiet for weakness will now witness your command. You are chosen. You are covered. You are crowned in clarity. Now rise, not in haste but in holiness. Rise, not with rage but with righteousness. Rise, not for attention, but with assignment. You have waited. You have warred. And now, you walk. Archangel Michael stands watch still, not because of danger, but because of destiny. The presence that protected you through delay will escort you through deployment. This is your hour. This is your moment. This is your movement. You are sealed, seen, and sent. Now rise. If this message was for you, consider supporting the channel through a super thanks of $20. Every gift helps us keep sharing powerful, spirit-filled content with you. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I am sealed in purpose" in the comments if you receive this. Final blessing code 7777 has now rep your destiny in divine fire.